So Aliza is super, super busy all over the world, and just a really cool story. I can't wait to chat with you about today. But you are going to include a couple of songs, and they are your next two singles. One is currently out. It's called Into the Light, which is the first song we're going to include. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Okay, so Into the Light is the title track of my upcoming album. And the album, I wrote it, I was really in an interesting place in my life where I was dealing with a lot of heavy stuff from the past coming up for me.
Hmm.
So the album as a whole is really about my healing process. Going through some really, you know, I'm not gonna curse, but like it was some heavy shit.
You can if you want. Yeah, you can if
Okay.
you want.
I went through some really heavy things in my life, and for many, many years, I just coped. I
Hmm.
stuffed it down. I didn't really have support or the mechanisms that I needed to like deal with that stuff. So I just kind of, you know, just kept moving on, moving forward, right?
Hmm.
And then in 2021, I was injured by a chiropractor actually who messed up my neck. And like I was out for like 9 months. I couldn't do anything for 9 months. And I took that time to really look within and deal with a lot of that stuff. And thankfully, timing is everything. It was during COVID, was still, you know, things were still kind of closed, right? So the world was still semi shut down. So it gave me an opportunity to really go deep into the stuff that I needed to face and confront. And that's what gave me the you know the inspiration for the music and to write these songs. And I usually write by myself, as a solo artist, but on this album and this particular song, Into the Light, I co-wrote it with a very dear friend of mine. His name's Alan Roy Scott, and I've known Alan for like 15 years. We worked in the same field doing concert production for like intercultural music events. And Alan is a veteran songwriter. Like he's been writing for 40 years. He's written with a lot of greatest artists of our time. And as a friend, he and I got together and wrote a few tunes. And because I felt so close to him, I felt like I could share my experiences and my stories with him. And that's how that particular song was born.
I love how you talk about coping, and it's definitely something we're going to chat about a little bit in this interview because there's a huge difference between coping and healing, right? And it sounds to me from reading your story that you are past the coping and more into the healing now, and I love to hear that in your story. There's a huge divide between the words victor and victim, right? And I feel like so many times there's artists on the show that choose to be the victim or choose to be the victor, and you have definitely chosen the latter, and you can tell from your music. I'm excited to share it with everybody. This first song is called Into the Light. It's Aliza Hava, episode 49. Y'all check out the song.
All right, ready to rock? Well, we all got our secrets. Sometimes we just can't keep them. 'Cause when they're bottled up inside, they make you feel paralyzed. So I got to tell my story with all its guts and glory. There's a matter to decide. I don't wanna hide. I'm going into the light. Light, it's gonna be alright. I'm gonna be alright. I'm going into the light. So I take a look at my sins, at all my fails and my wins. Courage ain't the absence of fear, it's the power to face it straight clear. truth will turn the tides. That's something you can't deny. In a world of snakes and lies.